What's up, everybody? Welcome to the very first ScreenTime Plus review. I'm Oscar Lucio. This is Corey Medina. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm so excited to have this movie show now. Yeah. Voted on by the people at Instagram. I'm so stoked. I asked you guys, do you want to see more movies? And you were like, duh. It was like, I don't even think one person voted no. You're like, Oscar, why did you even ask that question? So I made this new show.
Cool.
That's what I do. Yeah, boom. That's cool. How's that? That means he didn't vote. It means he didn't vote.
I was going to be kind of an ass and be like, I voted no, but you didn't want to put it in there.
Oh, gotcha, yeah. Gotcha. That didn't work out. Didn't work out. So, guys, let's just go over what this show is at first, right? Once a month, I'm going to sit down with a guest, 4 rotating guests throughout the year, 1 episode a month. We're going to be going over what we're watching, what we've seen, what we want to see, all that good stuff, some streaming movies that we've seen, and then we're going to go over one review, like the biggest movie of the month. This month, however, it's Glass.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited about that. We're going to get into that pretty soon. There's a time code at the bottom of this video. You click that right now, go straight to review. You know, that's your choice. You maybe don't want to listen to us. You're like,
skip all the banter.
I don't know who this guy is. These guys are kind of weird looking. Don't want to see it. So, but what have you seen lately?
Lately, actually, I've just been watching like a lot of older movies.
I like it.
A few new ones like like Bird Box.
Bird Box,
so
yes.
We watched that. There's a lot of like people either hate it or love it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I was kind of in the middle.
Yeah, a Sarah Paulson movie, which we're actually going to talk about another Sarah Paulson movie today. So
we are.
Pretty interesting.
Sweet.
Yeah, I don't know if she. We'll get into that later. But I have a lot to say about Sarah Paulson. Okay.
Fair enough. All right, but I've also been watching like a lot of older movies. Like I said, Netflix has like the Mummy movies on.
Yeah, lately, I saw that.
So I've been watching those.
Dude, what movies of their time, right? Like, I feel like there's nothing like the Mummy movies for whatever reason.
True.
You know what I mean?
And they've, like, the first 2 have aged well. Third one's crap.
Sorry. Oh, terrible. Especially that shot of Jet Li, like, 3 heads, and it, like, goes, and you're like, that is the worst CG shot ever. Like, it reminds me of Mortal Kombat 2. Yeah. It's so terrible.
So stuff like that. There's a few other movies I can't think of off the top of my head. But that's what I've been watching.
So many? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But that's kind of what I've been watching recently as far as like movies go and stuff like that. Shows, it's barren. It's a drought.
It's a drought for sure.
So there's a lot of things that are coming up that I want to see.
Game of Thrones coming up pretty soon.
Game of Thrones is coming up. I'm really sad that I have to wait till October to watch like My Hero.
Yeah.
Yep. So there's that, the new season of One Punch Man. So there's a bunch of things that are coming up. So as far as shows go, there isn't a whole lot. It's kind of barren right now.
It's kind of nice when you don't exactly like watch TV for a bit. Yeah. So let's go over another aspect of this ScreenTime Plus review. I wanted to make a show that covers mostly movies. That's why we have Plus review, right? I want to give you one chunk of content of a movie. But, you know, as far as TV goes, there's so much TV, right?
Dude, there's so much.
Dude, it'd be impossible for us to make like a legitimate, solid TV like show. Like, it'd be so hard. I mean,
you'd have to dedicate
so much time.
Just a show just to that.
No time for that.
Yeah.
no time for that. Let's be honest.
Yeah. So I mean, there is so much. There's so many shows that like Netflix is pushing out. There's so many like Stars and AMC or not AMC. Sorry. I can't remember the
ABC.
No.
NBC.
I don't know. One of those TV shows. But there's so many shows that are getting pushed out on multiple platforms. You know, multiple mediums, and it's like just to do that. Like I was saying, it would take just an entire show of that.
Yeah, like we would have to make just a Netflix show to tell you just Netflix show stuff.
Yeah, because
you know what I mean.
So many new things out.
So much.
I mean, in the past month, there's been like 3 or 4 like new shows that have come up.
Yeah.
You know, and there's so many ongoing shows that they have.
Mm-hmm. And it seems like literally every fucking day it's just like something else. It's just like, hey, we have something new, and you're just like, how though? How do you have something new?
They've grown so much. You know?
Yeah, so and now, like, so we're getting Punisher Season 2 pretty soon. Have you seen any Punisher?
I haven't watched any
Punisher,
of that.
Very good show. Watched Season 1, really good show. I enjoy it. I'm excited for this next season. Have you heard of the hoopla, though, about the Disney shows? Like, so they got all, like, canceled. All the Marvel Disney shows, they all got canceled pretty much. Luke Cage, you know, Daredevil, you know, things like that. And now the real conspiracy...
Fist.
Iron Fist.
So I didn't realize that everything else kind of followed.
Yeah, it did. And then but it's a conspiracy, right? Disney's coming out with their streaming service soon. Ooh. So it's like, you know, especially after coming out that Daredevil is the most like watched exclusive show. No reason why they would cancel it. clearly contract reasons. Clearly we're going to get these shows again, you know what I mean? So probably after this Punisher season 2, no matter how good it does, cancel. You know what I mean?
Just like, sorry guys, like, no matter how good it is.
Yeah, the decimation. Poof, you're donezo. You're donezo.
Yeah. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, I know. It is unfortunate. And it's so funny because all these actors on Twitter, they all have to go with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and maybe they don't exactly know, right? Maybe they don't, you know, but if they do, they just have to go with it. You know? Did you see that post going around? So I want to say that it's called Fanatic Geek. It's something like that, but this Twitter site that makes a bunch of like jokes on the media, they tweeted out this picture of Tom Holland. It was like, Tom Holland accidentally uploads all of Avengers 4 to Twitter. And then Tom Holland saw that and he goes, for real, this tweet stressed me out. I was like, did I? You know what I mean? Like, so that is
everybody's
so funny.
Heart attacks.
he's like,
no,
did I actually upload Avengers 4? I haven't seen it, but did I do it? You know? So I thought that was an awesome tweet. So, but going into something I've seen recently, right? That Spider-Man trailer. I was really excited about that.
Yeah.
Have you seen it, right?
I've seen it. Yeah.
What'd you think of Jake Gyllenhaal?
Not enough information to like give like a solid answer on that. I'm curious.
You're curious?
I'm very curious.
So was Heath Ledger with Jake Gyllenhaal. He was also curious. Very curious. So watch out where that gets you, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, I won't meet him in person.
Yeah.
So.
But if you did, maybe.
Did.
Who knows? Who knows? Mysterio, though, he looks cool. Like,
Dude,
he was like,
cool.
boom.
Yeah.
And I was like,
yes,
you look very good.
So I'm super curious. I guess I don't know a ton about Mysterio. But
Yeah, and
like
also, admittedly, neither do I, right? And that's good, though, because, you know, this first 10 years of these Marvel movies, being a comic book fan, you know, and also I admit, mainstream comic book fan, it's not like I'm like deep diving into issues here, you know what I mean? I don't know everything. But it's nice that we're getting to a point where like, I don't know what's going to happen. You know what I mean? And that's awesome.
It's exciting. You know, it's exciting. Like, there's both sides of the coin. Like, it's exciting to know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And to like be able to see that. And like, you don't get that a whole lot with like movies, but like, you know, like, so anime, you know, being able to read manga and like, sometimes it's like to a T what it is and like being able to read ahead of the anime and then see it animated. Where movies, it's like sometimes, you know, that's not the case. They'll take it in different directions if it's an adaptation or what have you. So it's a little different, but it is nice to be surprised.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
And not expect certain things or certain, you know, actors playing certain characters and stuff like that. So,
and what's cool, I think, about the whole thing is just like, I don't know, do you know anything about like Jake Gyllenhaal's like weird Spider-Man past? Like, he was going to be the original actor for Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man series, right? Really? But, you know, just things happened and never, like, happened, you know?
Denied again.
Tobey Maguire took it away. And then there was going to be this thing to where, like, Spider-Man 4, this canceled Spider-Man 4, was going to exist in, like, maybe an alternate universe, maybe 2 Spider-Mans, include Jake Gyllenhaal, maybe wipe Tobey completely and just bring in Jake Gyllenhaal. Boom, that movie canned. You know what I mean? See you later. And now it's like, it ran through Andrew Garfield, and now it's Tom Holland's turn. Marvel's doing great things, and it's just cool because I feel like he got in perfectly, like right where he's supposed to be. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, sure, maybe he could have been the old Spider-Man, but then he would have suffered Spider-Man 3. You know what I mean? And then he would have had to been known for that movie, you know? So
it probably works out better for him.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm so excited because it looks like he portrays himself to be a good guy. So maybe there's going to be like this weird like thing, you know?
I think he's going to trick people.
I think Homecoming had a good twist in the middle, you know, with him being the father. You know, if you haven't seen Homecoming, I'm not sorry for spoilers. Like, just go see it. But that's a very good twist, and I could see them doing another like mid-movie twist kind of. So who knows? Maybe this even actually takes us into Spider-Verse, you know?
That'd be cool.
Yeah, it's cool. Who knows? Who knows? There is a Spider-Man comic book to where Mysterio is the one that makes him meet Miles. So you never know. And now with Spider-Verse, it's like everybody knows that there's multiple Spider-Man. You know what I mean? Like, it's a known thing now. Like, Marvel succeeded. Like, not only have we sold Spider-Man, we've sold like 30 Spider-Man. You know what I mean? Like how great is that for your brand? Yeah, exactly. So I'm super excited about that. You mentioned Bird Box earlier.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to get into that. Like, this is going to be our streaming segment right here. Let's get into Bird Box. It kind of was like the little movie phenomenon, right? For a little bit.
Yeah.
Memes. It was everywhere, you know.
It burned
great memes.
And then kind of fizzled.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It was
a flash.
Well, that's what happens when everybody can get it for the streaming service that they already pay for.
Yeah.
And in your head, it's kind of like a free movie. You know, it feels like that still, you know what I mean?
Yeah, even though you're paying monthly.
Yeah, exactly. But like,
there's so much content.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just so easily accessed. That's why it's like that. Like, oh, I could just watch this whenever. So, and everybody could have a say in it. There's no reason for you to be out of the loop.
Yeah.
We had like weird Bird Box YouTube challenge videos. Did you see any of those?
No, I didn't see any of those.
So just people going across their living room.
I've seen the boxing one.
Oh yeah, did you see the boxing one was really good. Yeah. Dude, the bird boxing video is so good. If you haven't seen this, go to YouTube. You might be on YouTube. Hopefully you're on YouTube right now because I need them views. If you're watching this through Facebook, it's just like I'm just trying to reach out. I'm just trying to reach out, you know. So hopefully I brought you in. But check out that video because it's the most sporadic boxing I've ever seen. Like I feel like if I was like blinded boxing, I would still be contained, but they're the most non-contained people
all
ever.
Over the place. They're like,
I mean, just random dips too, like whoo. It's like whoa.
Well, it looks like one of them tries to spear the other one at some point.
Yeah, and then it looks like there's one guy that just completely takes a U-turn, and I'm just like, how do you not know that you take a U-turn?
How do you not know?
There was also a man, I want to say Fort Worth, Texas. Don't quote me, but driving. Doing the Bird Box challenge, hit a fucking median.
Yeah,
you know,
well, good. That's what he deserves.
Yeah, for sure. Just
Don't drive with a blindfold on.
Yeah, just like that kid. Did you ever see the Pokemon Go video of the dude fucking playing Pokemon Go and he hits the police cruiser? Yeah, dude, he hits the police cruiser. The dude has the fucking chest cam, so it's like gets it all on video.
Yeah.
They go up and he gets out and he goes, I'm so sorry, this stupid game, and it's Pokemon Go. It's like these phenomenons are just like hurting like traffic safety, you know? It's like shit, man. Shit. And Sarah Paulson, there's also another video. Sarah Paulson out there, you know, right before it, she's like, what the hell is that? And just like starts going crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's like it cuts to Tokyo Drift in the video. And it's so good. It's so good. Dude.
I bet.
Dude, so good, man. Sarah Paulson really getting it in there randomly this year, you know what I mean? Just like really feeling the waters.
Yeah.
Previously, I had a podcast with Joel. Joel is going to be one of the other rotating hosts in this show, so you'll be able to see him frequently. But we were talking about American Horror Story back in the day, and he brought up this great, just like unpopular opinion to me, and he was just like, I hate Sarah Paulson's mouth. I feel like she has enough money to fix that mouth. And sometimes when I see her, I'm just like, I feel you. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's just something about it. I'm like, you just have a different mouth. Like,
I mean,
great person, great actor. I liked her in Glass. And actually, for how I liked her, to me not liking to liking her, that goes through Glass. I'm just like, I don't know about her, but we'll get into that. We'll get into that. Getting back to Bird Box, John Malkovich, I want to bring this up right away because I feel like people don't bring it up right. Wasn't he just the best character in the movie? I love John Malkovich. I don't know if you did, but I loved him.
So, I get him. I
get
his character. I wouldn't say that I'd love him. Like, I totally get, like, his character.
Yeah, no, terrible person.
Yeah.
I love to also hate him. That's part of it, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like the way I like Joffrey from Game of Thrones. It's like, his character's on screen, so I'm intrigued, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So, it's like, you didn't know what he was going to do. Like, you knew that, like, at the end of the day, it was like, me and mine. You know, he was out for himself. And, like, I mean, it honestly, like, would have proved better if he would have had his way. Yeah. He probably would have lived a lot longer.
Yep, all of them, probably, yeah.
But, he did do great.
But let's talk about maybe the best movie quote so far of this early 2019. Hey, that crazy fucker's putting the birds in the freezer. That's my favorite part of it.
I told you.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's my favorite part of the movie, man, hands down. So what do you think of just like the plot, the premise, and also you've seen A Quiet Place, right?
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
I want to point out real quick, I feel like this movie is exactly The Happening and A Quiet Place mixed together. You know what I mean? That's exactly this movie.
That you can't see,
you know what I mean? Like, it's causing like these suicides and stuff like that, you know, so.
Fair point.
Yeah, totally I really think that they have a little love baby and it's this very like B- movie.
I liked the movie.
Yeah.
I liked the whole concept of the movie and just the way that, like, I like the suspense. Like, you didn't know what it was. There was no payoff, though, because you didn't ever, like, really get to, like, you got to see the drawings in it, and it seemed like every one of the creatures looked different, or you don't know if the crazy dude had talked to the other people that could see him, and that's just how each one of those people like interpreted the creatures. But I really would have loved to have seen the creatures.
Just like something. Did you ever read an article or like see anything online when it was going around about like what the creatures were kind of gonna look like and things like that? Crazy baby thing.
I would have been real disappointed.
And they said that it completely changed the movie because, and you know what? That's the thing too. If we would have seen that creature at any moment, the whole movie changed every single scene by scene, and we think about it differently too. You know what I mean? So it was probably the better choice, but yes, no payoff.
This is just giant baby just running around.
It's literally the bad mascot baby from the end of Baby Geniuses. It's just like
but no, it was a great movie. Sandra Bullock did great.
Yeah, I thought she did good too.
Yeah.
Like how lucky for her, because I mean, like she was just in the Ocean's 9 or whatever number it was.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, whatever it was, the all-female cast. Yep. I didn't get to see it. My dad said he liked it.
Yeah, I haven't watched it.
My dad's review, pass.
You gave it a thumbs up.
Yeah.
You just insert a picture of your dad, like, thumbs up.
Every episode just talking about my dad. Thumbs down.
But no, she did a really good job. It was cool because like the movie was like a lot deeper than just what was going on. I liked that it was kind of rooted in like demonology, the store guy was like, it's demons, it's the end of the world. I really liked that aspect of it. But like the movie, to me at least, how I perceived it, it went a little bit deeper, and it was more of like, her dealing with the things that she had to deal with to actually become a parent, to become a loving parent. Yeah. Because she had issues, obviously.
Boy and girl.
Yeah.
Boy and girl, yeah.
Boy, girl for 4 or 5 years, whatever it was. However old the kids were. But it was just like, it was cool to like see like how her character developed from being someone that like was just kind of like, there's this thing inside me, and I don't know. And then by the end of it, you're like, she's gonna kill one of those little kids.
I know.
She's gonna kill one of those little kids, and then she's like, nope, not happening. Yeah. Nobody's looking. We're doing it. So I like the development of her character throughout all of it. So like there was a bunch of pros, and a couple cons for the movie. Overall, I just wish there would have been like some crazy, like, even if they were quick flashes, something of just like to actually be able to see the creatures.
I think even just like a flashing image of just like something that doesn't make sense exactly to the eye would have been good. You know what I mean? Like almost just like a black abyss, like with just like maybe you could just tell that like it's being spread apart or something like that. Just something, you know what I mean? Like I think that would have been good too. Just like a disoriented view or something like that. I think that'd been good. But
something that was blurred or something that was more like a subliminal message where it just flashed real quick and you were like, wait, was that?
Yeah.
Did you just get to see the creature? And like, it was just so quick. So it would have been really cool for them to do that. But I get it. And then based on their character design for the creatures, it's probably best that they didn't do that.
Yeah. You could clearly tell that character design was just like, okay, this is experimental because we don't know if we're going to do this. Yeah. Let's try to do something that makes sense. Yeah. And then they're just like, okay, it's not a good idea.
Yeah. I had seen some videos though of like, just people talking about like what it could have been, and then like rooting it like in the demonology that it's rooted in, or talking about that. And there was a lot of like Cthulhu videos.
Oh yeah, some tentacle shit.
Yeah, because one of the pictures kind of looks like Cthulhu, and it talks about like how he has like a ton of followers, and it like coincides with the people that are able to see them.
That'd be fucking awesome.
And that go crazy, but they're still like they don't end up killing themselves. So there was a lot of like cool videos that I saw with like speculation of what it could be, and then them like making points of like, oh, like this is similar and this is similar to like Cthulhu and his followers and stuff like that. So it was kind of cool.
Man, that actually... now I'm really sad that didn't turn into some Cthulhu movie.
Yeah.
That would have been great.
That would have been cool.
That would have been so cool.
Totally left field,
man.
Too. Everybody would have been like, what?
That would have been so good.
Yeah.
Man. Do you think we're going to ever get a Cthulhu movie? Last topic before we get into this review.
Oh.
Cthulhu movie, does it ever happen?
I hope
I'm saying like AAA, fully budgeted movie. Not like a straight to DVD. Never?
No.
Never?
I don't think so. But Godzilla should fight Cthulhu.
That'd be sick. That'd be sick.
That would be really cool.
Yeah. Even if it was just like a very much like I wouldn't say like a very much like simplistic Hulu, or I mean Cthulhu, like suit and tie Cthulhu. You know what I mean? Like not like this big fucking overworld monster, just like real simple Cthulhu. Like he lets the tentacles down sometimes. You know what I mean?
It's just Davy Jones.
Yeah,
it's just like him.
Jack Sparrow.
No, but I think I mean they could totally do, like Netflix could totally do a series.
That'd be so
Netflix,
cool, man.
do a Cthulhu series.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, especially if it was just like, you know, getting into a movie real quick. Did you like The Witch? Did you like The Witch?
I didn't hate it.
Didn't hate it. My opinion of The Witch, terrible first and second half, didn't really like it. The ending completely pays off.
Oh yeah.
And that's why you watch the movie, right?
Yeah.
I think if they did something like that to where you thought it was the devil the whole time, and then it was like tentacle baby on the ground talking to you in a deep voice, and then it ends, you're like, oh shit, it was Cthulhu. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Snag up that idea, Netflix. I just put it out on the table for you.
Yeah.
Pay us.
Give us
also.
credit.
Pay us. Yeah, or just put our names on it, really.
Yeah.
I'm looking for any type of, you know, just acceptance
Just
of this.
initials,
Yeah.
initials.
And I'm much better with the name, but yeah, initials would work. All right.
Just put CM and OL somewhere, and then we'll be like, hey, that's us.
I don't, it's just like some data file of something. It's just like
someone just flipping
CMOL.
through a
It's like,
page,
fuck,
and it's
nobody
just like-
ever sees it. We're just like, dude, we did it. We did it. Oh my God. Okay, let's get into this Glass review. So, everybody, hands in the air because Corey did it. Okay, so if you guys want to jump to the spoiler part of the review, I'm going to put a time code at the bottom, so you can just check that out right now if you just want to go straight to the fucking meat of it, you know what I mean? I'm probably going to start it out by just blurting the end. In fact, I'm going to do that no matter what. So. Okay. So before all that, let's get into this, okay? This is a movie that's kind of a sequel to two totally different movies, right? Like Unbreakable and Split, you would say that are completely different types of movies.
Yes, but like we were saying, it's more of a sequel to Unbreakable than it is Split.
That's
like,
really what I think, yeah.
Split was a buffer, so that way you weren't like, who's like left field, like who's this character, or what's going on, and then it all ties it together with Glass. So definitely, like, both movies are needed, but definitely a sequel to Unbreakable rather than Split.
Yeah, exactly. And really, when you think about it after you see Glass, you think of Split as kind of like this, like if Marvel were to make an origin story about a character that made it not connect until later on. Like, that's exactly what Split is in the end.
Yeah.
But, tonally, yes, this is, my opinion, I think, is a great, almost fantastic sequel to Unbreakable.
Yes.
And it's a very confusing and slow-paced sequel to Split. That's how I kind of think of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like if you went in and you saw Unbreakable, then I think you're happy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I really think you are. Because there's so much Unbreakable in this movie. And if you do not see Unbreakable, you're going to be just completely lost.
Yeah, definitely go watch Unbreakable and Split before you go watch Glass.
Yes, yeah.
Just so that way you have a refresher of what actually happens in Unbreakable.
Yeah.
Because there is a lot of references to it. Like just straight callbacks to that.
Oh yeah, straight footage. Yeah, using footage from the original movie a lot of the times.
They pull footage from both Unbreakable and Split.
And it really pays off.
Yeah.
I think that was good.
They use it well.
Yeah. Also, something that I really enjoyed about this movie, I thought it was all shot beautifully. I loved I like, it was so much in your face, but the way they had all the background set up and just like everything, you know, how characters responded during those very like close moments. I thought it was like really well shot.
I liked like a lot of the wide angles when they were outside and stuff like that, of like getting to see them do the things that they were
like
doing.
the third act of the movie is a very like wide angle, like here's your fucking field of everything.
Yeah, like here's the space that the characters are in, here's what they're doing, and stuff like that. And it's all kind of, it's almost, you kind of don't get it until like the end of the movie, but like a lot of the shots are essentially like from certain cameras from the building that's like the main hub of the movie.
Yeah.
So
they do like a type of candid camera type thing into the movie, don't they? Yeah. And they also just randomly put that's something that I almost didn't agree with, but it did work sometimes. They randomly put the camera in someone's perspective.
Yeah.
And I thought, like I said, sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. But I like that they did it anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So let's get into the characters. First off, I want to say James McAvoy, fantastic.
Oh, man.
Like, if you liked his performance in Split.
Oh, yeah. It's spot on for this movie as well. It's crazy to do so many different, like, types of people, you know, as, like, one actor in such a short period of time.
Yeah, in one shot.
Yeah, like, as, you know, as they say, like, as the personality's grabbing the light. Yeah, within a very short amount of time in a single shot, you know, he's gone through 3 or 4 different, or 5 different personalities.
Yeah.
And just, like, at a flip of a switch, you know, like, changing, like, his tone.
Yeah. Making that type of like transition.
Yeah. You know, any kind of accents that he had, that the personality has and stuff like that. So it's really cool to see James McAvoy do that again, because it was good in Split, and I'd say better in Glass.
I would say it's better in Glass too.
You see more of those personalities. It's not like the what was it? It was like Hedwig,
Dennis. Kevin's the original. Patricia is the leader.
Patricia and Barry.
Yeah, Barry.
Were like the only 5 that you really saw.
Yeah, in the beginning, and at the end, you did start to see like
some of the other ones.
Yeah, some of the other ones, but it was very brief.
But like him, like actually acting them. You know, within Split, it was, you know, pretty much those 5. But in this movie, like, you get to see quite a bit more.
Yeah.
27?
Yeah, they said.
25,
I feel like throughout
like
the movie, they actually said like different numbers throughout. But I wonder if it's just like personality. So it seems like they mentioned that there's 27, but then I think they said that there's like 11 that follow the Horde. So like it's like these personalities are like there's a war going on inside of him that do side with the Horde and don't side with the Horde.
Yeah, well, and that's totally something that came up like as Split ended. It was like, you know, Patricia like sitting there being like, now do you guys believe? Do you see?
Yeah, because she is definitely trying to persuade the other personalities to believe in the Beast.
Yeah, because she got Dennis on board, and then she tricked Hedwig into, you know, kind of being with them, since he can grab the light whenever he wants. But yeah, so they said about 10 or 11 other personalities all sided with the Horde. Yeah. So I mean, at that point, it's almost in half. The amount of personalities that are for like the Beast and everything that like the Horde kind of represents, and then the other personalities that aren't okay with like the killing and you know, doing all that kind of stuff. Yeah,
and I like big part of the plot of the movie was a belief system between you, the characters, you know, the people in the theater, you know, everybody. It was like this type of like, what do you believe? Yeah. Like, what is possible, what isn't possible, and you're also, you know, at least for me, it's always looming in the background like, this is an M. Night movie. Maybe these people aren't like, you know, like bad guys, or maybe they're good, or maybe they're not special, or maybe they're, you know, it's like you never knew what was going to happen, and they play you on that really well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Now one thing that well, actually before, let's talk about Hedwig real quick. Okay. Is he maybe the best character of the movie? They at least like, he is definitely that comedic, you know, like person in there. Yes. And they do put comedy into this movie intentionally.
It's not M. Night's style to have like a very like comedic character in it, but Hedwig is totally like,
when you have a character that good, you have to use them, I think, and that's what he did.
Yeah, exactly. Like James McAvoy, you know, doing the Hedwig identity, like that was really what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know, it's just different and eccentric compared to like all of the
absolutely.
All of the other
it was that personality that you were like always waiting to see.
Yeah. Well, and then whenever, and you know, and Hedwig's special because he can grab the light whenever. So it's funny because he's always popping up when other personalities are taking the light.
And he mentions like that's kind of his duty. He's like, Patricia wants me to take the light. Yeah. And if you remember from the first movie, you know, that's also a key thing in the movie is to have like, Hedwig come up and be able to do that.
And that's exactly why like Patricia had tricked Hedwig into like, or not tricked, but like
persuaded,
yeah, exactly, to be on their side, so that way the Horde can get the light whenever they need it. You know, if someone else takes over, Hedwig can always take the light back and give it to Patricia or to Dennis, you know, or to the Beast.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and he talks about that too. He talks about how he's kind of like the presenter of the beast, and how he doesn't want to like be in a certain situation if the beast is going to come out and things like that. And it's cool because like those parts are that perfect sequel split. Hedwig is the best sequel part to Split, right? Is just that connection of that character, because even the victim of Split is connected to that character, and that shows throughout the movie, and it shows through you as like an audience member. But now going to another character, let's talk about Sarah Paulson, okay?
Yep.
Now, not Tokyo Drift, not Bird Box Sarah Paulson, not American Horror Story. We're talking about Glass Sarah Paulson. And I think this is a specific Sarah Paulson, okay? Yeah. Something that stood out to me, without giving too much away, is that we have these 3 comic book characters, right?
Essentially.
Sarah Paulson was the weirdest, most comic book character out of all of them. That's how I personally felt.
Okay.
I was like, okay, we have 3 people that you're supposed to be like analyzing. I think you need to analyze a little bit. Yeah. Like, she was very much like, it was one of those people that seemed like they wake up and they do the same thing every day. They look the same way every day, and it's like they were
very
that
regimented.
Yeah, exactly. They were like that comic book person that you saw constantly. You know what I mean? Sarah Paulson herself is a pastel in this movie. She's just like a pastel that just like floats around, like I am pastel.
Calm yourself.
Okay, now get into another character. Well, something in that scene is we saw Samuel L. Jackson's point of view like this, and the camera's like that, because like that's kind of how he was.
Yeah.
And he had a very slow growth throughout this movie. For it being called Glass, maybe the least screen time, right?
Yeah,
I think that worked though.
Yeah.
I think that really worked. Sometimes Samuel L. Jackson becomes this like overzealous character, and there's too much of him. That was my main fear going into Glass. That was not the case.
No, yeah,
it was not the case. Yeah. So he had a big character. What did you think of him throughout this movie?
I thought he was great, actually. Like you said, like it wasn't all, considering that the movie is called Glass, it wasn't all about him.
Yeah.
Like he played a major role in it, but like as far as like actual screen time, like I don't think he had as much screen time as everybody else.
Yeah,
It was
I
very
don't
minimal,
think so.
but it was also like to the point when he was on screen. It's like
everything was like set into place really well, and they were all in the right situation to be on screen.
Yeah, exactly. So I think he did great. I mean, it was cool to see. How long has it been? Like 15 years or something since Unbreakable came out. So it was cool to see, like characters that were in the original movie in this movie.
Yep, his son, things like that. That was very cool.
The mom.
Yeah. And one thing about the son was just like, okay, I appreciated that he was there.
Yeah.
I felt like now this could be totally
felt like
wrong.
He had too much screen time.
Well, here's the thing. It was like, yes, absolutely in the end, yeah. But I feel like if the movie was shot chronologically how we saw it, he became a better actor through the movie. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like the first couple scenes, I was like, haven't acted in a while. And then by like the end and everything's going on, and then how they work like old scenes from Unbreakable in, I was like, I appreciate your character. But it like, once again, I had to like get over that. I think
he wasn't vital to the story.
Yeah, exactly. It was more.
I don't know.
It was more. He worked out very
so
well because at the end he caused emotion in the audience. You know what I mean? I think just like his perspective. And once again, this is a movie about belief. What do you believe? What do you think is really going on? And he experienced that with us, the audience. You know what I mean? Because he started questioning everything too. So
there's a lot of questioning.
Yeah, there was. No, and that's kind of what the movie was about, right? It was just like, and even at the end of like Split, right? That's the big ending, right? It was just a big question mark. You're like, wait, this connects to Unbreakable? You know what I mean? So, any other character? What about, forgive me, I don't know her name. The victim from Split. What do you think about her character? I thought she was very weird. She was also weird in Split, though. She was that outcast character. Yeah. So, like, I thought she was still that person. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, she definitely carried over what she was doing in Split into Glass. In her character. I think it was warranted, and it makes sense to a certain point. Yeah. I retract that. It makes sense. Like, her character and what she does throughout the movie, like, totally, it all makes sense.
And they also, her actions, they react, characters react to her actions with us, because like she does some questionable things and we're left saying, why would she do that? And some characters are like, why would you do that? So it's not like, you know, like a big thing, like a plot hole, like development or anything. It is very much, without saying too much, we have a slight case of like some Stockholm syndrome kind of going on, but not to that degree, right? Because Stockholm syndrome is just like you're straight in love with them, exactly, and so, that's not exactly the case. It's more of like a understanding type of thing.
And I feel like thinking about it more now, there is a lot of there's a lot of development that happened that doesn't get talked about with her.
That is definitely something.
She just kind of shows back up again, you know, and is in the movie. But there's like some development that happens between the time that she gets away at the end of Split,
which is like they mentioned 3 weeks. So this is about like 3 weeks away from.
I thought it was like 2 months.
I thought because when they're looking at like the areas on the map, he was just like where they found her 3 weeks ago. So I think it was just around 3 weeks, but nevertheless it's around like that month period.
But within that time there is some kind of like character growth.
For sure.
Talked about.
And they kind of do that with social cues, like with her walking through the school and things like that. But it's very quick, and they very much put her in the movie because they have to have her in the conclusion of the movie, which is understandable. But once again, when you have so many characters, she is probably the one character that didn't get enough of the screen time.
She should. She definitely should have had more screen time. But I think what she was on screen and what she did and what value she added to the movie was totally warranted and worth it.
So do you what we talked about that first act, there's like a big, there is kind of how like the whole movie kicks off, is that this like first part of the movie to where they try to tie everything together, at least these two people, right? They try to tie together James McAvoy and Bruce Willis. I think they do that successfully. There's this intermediate part to where I feel like they almost over-explain the situation. Like, how many times do they say the word comic book and superhero? A lot. Like, it's almost to the fact to where, like...
Her even describing, like, her job is like, oh, I, like, specialize in people that think that they're this, you know, comic book.
And then, like, everybody's at the comic book shop all of a sudden, you know? It's like, okay, like, I feel like M. Night was stuck in the past a bit and didn't realize that, like, okay, we all know superheroes now. Like, you don't have to, like, keep saying that, you know what I mean?
And it didn't have to go to that degree, but it's just like a throwback to Unbreakable.
Which is very much Unbreakable. You know what I mean? That was the thing. Also, at the time, that was the time where there wasn't a lot of superhero movies, you know what I mean? So they kind of had to, like, approach it in Unbreakable like that. But, and also, cheap branded comic books throughout the whole movie threw me off, you know what I mean? I was like, just think if we could have saw a Bane, you know what I mean? Like there's a small part to where like we see some shot for shot comic book panels for like things that we've seen in prior movies. Split, exactly. So, but it would have worked really good with a Bane comic book, right? It would have been, it would be like, oh, you know, everybody would in the theater been like, haha, that's Bane. You know, that's cool that they did that. But that
sure
didn't have. I'm sure. That's exactly it. But if we were in a world where that could happen, I think that detail would have just like put another part of the movie over for sure. Now, I would like to talk about that third act as much as we can. You know what I mean? We're going to get into spoilers here soon. But this third act, okay, it leaves us with that twist. And how did you feel? Like, what was the feeling? I felt like so many things at the end of the movie. Because, like, once again, it's about belief. So my beliefs were hindering, especially certain parts. I was like, oh, like, especially after, like, you see a big, like, event happen, they still make you kind of think that maybe you're still wrong. You know, and then they incorporate a twist, and then they give you two endings, right? We kind of got two endings to this movie because something happens, and I thought the movie was over, and then we get like another 7 to 10 minutes. You know what I mean? What did you think of that?
I was really like kind of shocked. And more so like considering that like M. Night's done so much with these movies, but it's also taken so long to do what he's done with these movies. So I was a little shocked. I wasn't super stoked on the entire ending, but it leaves a lot of room for them to potentially do something with it.
Yeah, like almost like a spin-off movie that doesn't exactly need to be incorporated with these movies.
Yeah, that doesn't need to be tied to Unbreakable or Split. It would just be tied to Glass, essentially.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't know. I was a little indifferent. Like, I was kind of just like, what? Like, what? Why? Why would you do that? Mm-hmm. Like,
that was something that I liked, but I think I appreciated. Like, the fact that it was that ending that you didn't expect, I think is what made the ending good for me, right? Like, if that atypical ending would have happened, I think that would have just been not as good. But since, like, all that shit happened, I was like, fuck, didn't expect that.
Well, yeah, it was definitely totally, like, left field kind of ending.
And I mean, if you grade this on a M. Night Shyamalan fucking rating of these twists, right? I mean, I think it's on the upper part of his twist, right? Like, we're looking at, like, better twists than, like, some, like, Lady in the Water, The Village, you know what I mean? Like, this twist pays off a lot better than the twist that we're used to seeing.
Well, yeah, definitely, like, what he did in Split and what he's done in this are definitely better than those.
Yeah, for sure. Also, before we get into spoilers, there is a plot point, and man, they take it straight from a Marvel movie, okay? And we're about to talk about it right now. So, if you don't want to see it, turn it off. Go away. Shoo. Scram.
Go watch
We're getting into spoilers, okay?
Go watch Glass and come back.
I think this movie is a very good movie. I'm going to give this... at first I was thinking B-. We've talked a lot about it. I'm going to say B+. If you're going in for an Unbreakable movie, I'm going to give it an A- because I think this is a great sequel to Unbreakable.
Absolutely.
If you're going in because of Split, this falls in that B, maybe C+ category. Like, I feel like if you don't see Unbreakable, this movie doesn't work.
No, yeah, you absolutely need to see Unbreakable.
Absolutely. Okay, spoilers. 3, 2, 1. They fucking killed everybody.
All of them.
They fucking killed everybody. What the fuck?
Not everybody,
but not the second main characters, but all the main characters die.
They kill Bruce Willis's character. They kill...
and it's fucked up.
Yeah, James
It's fucked up how Bruce Willis dies.
Dude, and they totally, they totally foreshadow the way he
The
dies.
fucking puddle.
Yep.
Puddle.
Yeah.
Puddle.
Yep.
Hey, puddle.
Yeah. Look at this hole that's going to get filled up with water.
But Jesus. Man, and that's so fucked up too, because, like, the scope of everything, just the puddle. Fuck, man, just that little puddle, you know?
It would have been better if James McAvoy's character, the Beast, had killed him in the water tank.
Yeah, that'd have been sick too.
Yeah,
that'd have been sick.
Then it would have just been like, cool, like...
Yeah, it was
Beast
like...
fucking died.
and when you saw him go into the water, I was like, fuck, man, this is going to be hard as fuck, you know what I mean? And then...
I didn't expect the Beast to, like, jump into the water with him.
Oh, too. Yeah, that was really good. I didn't expect that, and I was like, oh, shit, he's done for, you know what I mean?
Exactly. That's where I thought he was going to die. And maybe that was the thought, like, oh, like, we're going to... Like, it totally makes sense to kill him right here, but instead... we're gonna drown him in a little puddle.
Yeah. But it kind of showed, once again, that hindered to that belief system, right? Yeah. I think that was like, also, James McAvoy getting shot when he's not the Beast, you know, was very, very intense to think about, because, once again, at this moment, after I saw him get shot and him die, I was like, fuck, they weren't superheroes. Like, that's what I thought, really. Like, even after that whole fight took place, I was like, I don't think they were superheroes, you know? Like, I didn't know what to expect or what to happen. But then Sarah Paulson got on, delivered that message.
So, what you find out at the end of the movie is that there's a whole organization that is basically monitoring and, like, keeping balance between these superheroes.
Yeah, and villains, super villains, you know?
Well, it's more so, like, the superheroes, the villains, and the rest of the world.
Yeah, because it's, like, not fair to the world,
Yeah, but they're not choosing sides. So, like, within the movie, Sarah Paulson tells Bruce's character that she would have totally left him alone, but with him being there had to be someone
with the
arise.
Beast. Yeah, with the Beast. So.
Yeah, to arise to kind of meet him, and it's very much like a Star Wars-y type thing.
It's very, like, philosophical. Like, it's just like, this is the way things go. And like, it's been like that for 10,000 years.
Dark, there's always something to rise and meet, one or the other. So it was very much, and to me, in my mind, it's like a very Star Wars-y type thing. Yeah. But it's also, like, just an ancient thing, it's just like it's always light and dark.
I told you after we got out of the theater, I was like, you pull a couple strings, you implant a couple things, this could be a spin-off to Hitchcock.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, with Will Smith, because they kind of talk about the same thing.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
you know, once there's one of you, like, you guys are always tied together, and then this always happens, and we try to get away, you know, things like that. So it's like you could totally tie it to this, you know what I mean? It's so funny, because I love just that idea that they put right at the end, because for me, that made, like, that what I thought was not a good middle of the movie, you know, worth it. I was like, I like this now. You know what I mean? That's why we had so much screen time of Sarah Paulson and what she was doing. And when she delivers that like monologue to Bruce at the end, like right before he dies, I was like, yes. I was like, that was a good part of the movie. I really enjoyed that.
Well, and it's crazy that like at the end of the movie, she like goes in and like meets with, you know, all these people, and it's such a like a casual like setting, like they're all at a like eating,
and then it just like stops.
Yeah, it just gets quiet, and everybody starts paying attention, and it's her, and she's just like, all three of them were real, like they were all like real like superheroes essentially, or super villains. You know, and she said that she's like basically taking care of them all, and that she was going to move from this city to the next city. Which
is that spin-off, you know, thing that could happen.
Foreshadowing like another movie. Because at the end of the movie, essentially, like their whole thing, this organization, no matter, it doesn't ever say who they are.
No, just black clovers.
Yeah, they have,
you know,
clover
this could be tattooed or tattooed. This could be tattooed on the Cloverfield. But no, that's the first thing I was thinking. I was just like, fuck, you could tie Cloverfield, Hitchcock, Cloverfield, throw them all together. It all works together. Fuck it. You got a universe. You got an extended universe better than DC. You know what I mean? Like,
but it doesn't ever explain who they are, you know, other than the fact that it's just like they monitor the world for these types of people, and they keep the balance between these people and between the rest of the world, because essentially in their mind it's not fair for there to be, as she puts it, gods amongst, you know, men. Which
when you think about it, like, man, what a good a plot for that whole organization, for her character in the end, you know what I mean? Because you did, like I said, I thought she was the weirdest character in the movie.
She was.
Like, you know, and it just made so much sense at the end, you know?
At the very end.
One thing I gotta bring up, this is gonna be my laugh riot, okay? The most nonsensical fucking thing in this movie. The whole fucking security place of this super bad guy fucking place. One guard dies, and it's like unsecured for 7 hours. You know what I mean? Like the guard.
Oh, well, it was not a guard. He was
like the dude that fed the guys.
Yeah, he was more like a caretaker, and then there was like
just one.
There was one guard at the door to the wing of the hospital.
Yeah, and he never fucking like. Dude, I thought that was the most ridiculous thing. I was like, okay, I'm having a good time at this. I have to push this in the back of my mind for me to not like laugh about this.
Well, and it's also like, you know, like her whole charade that she puts on, you know, and that's kind of part of it, is that like, she doesn't want to have tons of security to make
the end of this movie makes the rest of the movie makes really makes a lot of sense.
So much. Because like that, and that was the thing, is like she says that she's there to tell them that or to show them that what they're doing or what they're thinking about them being superheroes is all like rooted in fact or science or things that are like easily explained. That they aren't superheroes, that they aren't, they don't have these powers and stuff like that. So which is crazy to think about, because what if she had convinced all three of them?
She almost convinced me, bro.
But I know.
Like, that's what I'm saying. That was the good part.
What if she had convinced all three of them? Like, it would have been a totally different movie. You know, the way it ended. But it's cool to see that it's like they were, like Elijah was, Sam Jackson's character was just stupid, ridiculously smart. You know, and he was the mastermind. He was the villain. You know, that James McAvoy's character, all 20 whatever of them. You know, at the end of the day, when it came to the Beast, like he like was totally like, you could shoot him and he didn't die. You know, and it had a lot of these counterpoints, so to speak. It's like in Split, they shot him, he didn't die. In this movie, you know, when he's not the Beast, Kevin actually resurfaces and takes the light, and they shoot him, and it totally goes through, and he dies.
I you know, that's one of my favorite parts, is just like, whenever I see that movie again, whenever I see Split again, I'm always going to question if he could be shot. You know what I mean? Because, like, you know, she explains it. There was moisture in the barrel. The bars were old, you know.
But everything she said
it's like probably a lie, you know, at the end of the day.
It was a probability. She was like, they were probably compromised grounds. You know, she was reaching. You know, well, and, like, some of it was, like, cool, like, valid, like, maybe that's what happened. But then some of it was totally, like, she was reaching for these
James McAvoy's reaction to that is actually almost what sells it better than Sarah Paulson in that moment, right? Because he starts to hear about the shotgun shells and the bars, and, like, instantly is like, oh my god, what if it's not real?
Patricia. Patricia, like, starts to doubt whether the Beast is actually invincible, you know, so to speak, you know, and then especially, like, with Bruce Willis's character, like, after, like, encountering him, like, all of the other personalities were extremely curious about him because he was just as strong as the Beast. You know, so
that was a great plot, and it was just James McAvoy's curiosity of Bruce Willis. All of his fucking personalities, always questioning, and then that moment when the doors both open and they just see each other for that second. Oh man, what a good part, right? Yeah, that was good.
One of the biggest twists out of that ties all the movies together is that so there's a scene where they talk about James McAvoy's character's dad, and that he was going to have a doctor come and help him with his DID, is what it was called, I think, with all of his personality disorders and stuff like that. And they said that he took a train and left and never came back. And then you end up finding out that his dad got onto the train, the same train that Bruce Willis's character was on, and Elijah, Sam Jackson's character, derailed that train.
Killing his dad.
His dad. So, effectively, Elijah had found Bruce, you know,
and kind of created the Beast too.
Created the Beast.
Great. That was so good.
And that's the one thing that tied all of the movies together more so than just this one character, you know, like, you know, Bruce being at the end of Split being like, oh, Mr. Glass, you know, same kind of power things, you know. It was like, it all stems from Unbreakable. So again, like, you have to watch Unbreakable.
Exactly.
You know, to know what's going on in this
movie.
And
they try to explain it to you, but I just don't think there's enough time to feel the connection.
You definitely have had to watch Unbreakable. But it's so crazy, and it was such a crazy twist.
It was such a good twist. I feel like that's how we got this Glass movie signed. You know what I mean? Like he was like, you know, this is actually how this bad guy gets created, and it's all a huge fucking like third act amazing part.
It's
you know,
like a circle.
Yeah, you know, exactly, and it's like it's the fucking Lion King. You know, circle of life. Everything like ended like so good, and I feel like, you know, at the end of the day, he knew that this third act was gonna, at least for me, was gonna be the best part of the movie. That's what I thought. And you know, like it just took some stumbles to get there. You know, just some small stumbles. I think. You know what I mean?
It took a lot longer to get there.
Exactly. And
maybe it should.
And like I said, just the fact that, like, if you're coming in to see a movie that's tonally on pace with Split, this is gonna be a hard movie to watch. But something else that I'd like to point out is just like, remember how you were just saying right now, the best fucking twist of the movie, right? Well, guess what? It is so reminiscent to Civil War from fucking Captain America. Let's think about this, right? We keep getting these flashbacks to the parent scene, right? This Crom, right? Tony Stark's parents, right? At the very end, now it's not exactly the same because it's kind of flip-flopped. You got the two good guys, and then they're all good guys, but they just have different, you know, reasons to do this, you know, to get Bucky and to do that.
It's essentially like something that had happened in the past that affects the future in the relationship between some of the characters.
Tony realizes that Winter Soldier killed his parents in Civil War. If you haven't seen Civil War, sorry. But, you know, it's like, you probably have. If you saw Glass, you probably saw Civil War. But, you know, and, like, it makes that, like, twist, say, oh, shit, like, we've been getting plots, you know, this whole time. And it works so good because they actually just took a plot from a real successful superhero movie, and I think that paid off.
And they totally, like, so, like, when it comes to all the fight scenes, like, none of it is, like, it's crazy, but it's not,
it's
like...
grounded.
It's not, like, superhero crazy. There's no one, like, shooting beams or doing anything. It's, like, two dudes, like, fighting, but, like,
Squeezing. A lot of squeezing.
There was a lot of squeezing.
Yeah.
But
a lot of juicing going on, for sure.
But one of the fight scenes, Bruce Willis's character is trying to. He has the Beast up against a runner van.
Yeah.
That's all sheet metal on one side. And it cuts to the
that
inside
perspective.
Of the van. Well, it cuts into the inside of the van, and you can see as he's punching the inside of the van getting dented in.
Yeah.
And then it goes back to the outside of the van, and you can see all the damage they did to this van, which is far more than what a normal person could do.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's these guys are superheroes in a much more realistic sense than just people that have superpowers. It's they're really strong. It's the Beast has really tough skin.
The fake plot about the tower was perfect because I was thinking about that during that final, that third act. Everybody's fighting and stuff, and I'm just like, man, this is how it would be. It would be smaller. It would be localized. It wouldn't be in this big area, you know what I mean? And I had a feeling that they were never going to get to that tower. I really thought, from when they started, I was like, I don't think there's a tower in this movie. I was like, I don't know. And it didn't, and I think that made it really good. I'm glad that wasn't it.
It was kind of a carrot at the end of the stick for everybody else.
Yeah.
Because, that's... watching the movie, you find out that was never the end goal.
Yeah.
Is to get there. Elijah, Sam Jackson's character, his end goal was to show everybody
in the world,
that superheroes and villains were real.
And you could kind of tell that maybe he had a sense that Sarah Paulson's character was very much there to convince them, and not because she's trying to make them better. He had a feeling that they were trying to be stopped being seen. You know what I mean?
Enough.
Yeah, for sure.
Considering his character, he's totally smart enough to have caught on to something like that.
And you could see why the movie is called Glass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? By the end, and it's not called something else.
And that's exactly like we were talking about earlier. Is that Samuel L. Jackson's time within the movie was very minimal, especially in the first. He wasn't really in the first part of the movie. It wasn't until the middle.
I mean, they showed him a couple times just so we knew where he was at, but it was nothing.
But it wasn't until the end that it shows his character and his true nature, as far as him being so smart, and tricking everybody and having this grand plan. And at the end of the day, it all working out the way he thought it was going to.
Yeah.
It all went to his plan to just step by step. It was everything that he expected to happen, and that's what happened. It's crazy that everybody dies. Totally was I'm still kind of just I don't know.
Yeah, I know. You just don't. It's man, I didn't think that there was going to be ever anything after this. If there's some spin-off thing, what's cool about a spin-off is that they could make the movie, and once again, it could be just like Split, and then after scene credit, it's Sarah Paulson walks in or something like that, and you're it's connected, you know what I mean? And I think that's what made Split good, and I can't imagine that they lose too much money off Glass. I
think it's...
no matter how the movie does, you know what I mean? Even if you expect it to not do as good as, a bunch of other movies...
I think it'll still do well.
I think it'll still do well, and I think it wasn't expensive. Yeah. It probably wasn't that expensive. Probably acting-wise was probably the most expensive thing, right?
Yeah,
it's very a localized movie, just like Split.
Yeah,
and I think that's what made that good. Because
they didn't have to...
think of how out of the ordinary, or just out of just the tone of the movie it would have been if they got to that tower, right? It would have been completely different. You know what I mean? It would have been we're such a weird setting. Even Unbreakable is never to that point, right?
No,
it's always a local thing.
Yeah.
And that's what made it good. I like that. Okay. Any other thoughts? Here's one. The people in the riot gear walking right past Samuel L. Jackson to go get the dude. I know. Just one of you have to will him in a car. Yeah. That's just one of you. Just will him in a car. Yeah. Just walks right by him. I was just what's going on, right? What a weird thing.
Yep. Yeah. Well, and I mean, he was already to the point that he was fucked up.
Yeah, for sure.
One last thing about the whole kind of series is M. Night Shyamalan's not known for doing a lot of sequels and pumping them out real quick. So I mean, if there is ever a spin-off to it, I wouldn't expect it anytime soon.
Nope.
Glass came really quick to Split because that was his plan. It was like, cool, like you didn't know what Split was until the very end, and then you were like, oh, it's tied to Unbreakable.
Yeah.
And then like they were already immediately working on Glass, like right after Split was done. So like that's why those two movies got pumped out so quick. But it's been 15 years, you know, or around that since Unbreakable. So it's like I don't expect there to be a spin-off just because it doesn't seem like his style. But if there is, I don't expect it soon. And like, I'm glad that it's gone as far as it has.
Yeah.
And I really, really liked Glass. I thought it was a good movie. Split was a great movie. Unbreakable was a great movie. So like, I'm super happy with what he's done with these movies for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say if there's
more,
anything.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah, for sure.
I would totally watch
so.
a spin-off movie of this.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, just especially with the Sarah Paulson character.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Like I said, just Pastel Lady. Just name the movie just Pastel. That'd be great. What do I call you? First name Mrs. Second name Pastel. It's like, okay. No, but I think as a whole, when you look at this franchise, like you were saying, you know, all three of the trilogy, I'm saying this is a good trilogy.
Yeah.
This is something that if you're a moviegoer, this is a trilogy you watch from beginning to end. You know what I mean? Like, it's something like, especially if you were to look at all M. Night Shyamalan movies, like, this is definitely like a must-see if you're interested in his collection, right?
Absolutely.
Like, and with Sixth Sense at the beginning, you know what I mean? You know, so like, there's so much history there, right? Like, that's crazy.
Sixth Sense.
Oh my! he put Sixth Sense down. Oh my god! That was too good. That was too good. God damn, man. That was really good. But yeah, nevertheless, you know. God, this isn't a rap podcast, you know. There'd have been 50 Cents on here or something like that, you know.
Probably.
Yeah, but God, man, you really fucking threw me a loop there. I don't even know where to go now.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
I think it's done.
Yeah, nevertheless, like I said, Unbreakable fans, yes, see this movie. Split.
Absolutely.
If your favorite part of Split is James McAvoy, once again, you got to see this movie. Expect a different tone. That's what I would tell anybody. And if you haven't seen Unbreakable, it's hard for me to suggest this. Like, you have to, my suggestion is to go watch Unbreakable. If you like that, then go see this, because it's the same, it's totally the sequel that it should be, right? So,
absolutely.
So love it or hate it, it's the sequel that was always meant to be, I think. So
no, I don't think he could have done anything better than what it was.
Yeah, for sure. So guys, if you haven't followed us, Instagram @GBW Podcast, that's also the Twitter handle, okay? Tweet at us, Instagram us, you know. Next month, we're doing Happy Death Day to You. Really excited. A movie that I think is just like, knows what it is and is just like, let's cream the crop now. You know what I mean? Like, we know what we did right, so let's just do it again and even better. And also that actress looks like she's so comfortable being her, which like is going to be great. So make sure you join us. I really appreciate it. What are your thoughts of Glass? Go in the comments, let us know. What are your thoughts on our thoughts? Let us know, okay? We'll see you next time. Thanks for joining us. GBW out.
Bye.